Hello, this is John H. Quinn, and I am doing my PBL versus PBL. I'm comparing and contrasting for Module 2, Course DL 5103, American College of Education, and this is my title page. We learned how to do copyright last course, and sorry about that. Something got in my throat. And I placed a copyright in on my title page. Okay, project learning versus problem learning. I did a little play on words here since the first three letters start both types of learning. I basically put project versus pro problem. I thought maybe that would grab the attention of the audience. Here it is. They are so similar they share the first three letters of both their names, but they have differences too. Project-based learning versus problem-based learning. Okay, problem-based learning is basically Howard Barrows created it. He developed it for use in medical schools, and there were 5 steps to it, or 5 goals. The goals were, it was designed to help students construct flexible knowledge, develop problem-solving skills, and self-direct your learning, to also become efficient collaborators with one another during class, and also it would motivate learners to want to learn. One key to the success of it was basically good problems are where, like, they're called good problems, and these good problems have certain characteristics where they're complex, open-ended questions facilitated by the teacher, and then the kids go out and they solve them. That's a pretty cool thing, a pretty cool concept. Usually their basic characteristics are they're small groups. They don't have to be, but they could be. Or they're also problem-based, and they're also self-directed. Okay, a teacher gives you the problem and gets out of your way. Okay, project-based learning. Project-based learning is questioning, investigating, sharing, and then reflecting. But there's actually more to it. I just thought this was pretty neat. When I saw it, I said, that's basically so simple, it's quaint. Only 4 little things on there. But basically, project-based learning, it's basically a model that teaches you curriculum concepts through the development of a project. And it's basically a driving force. The driving force in project-based learning is 8 particular things. I'll just go through them really quick. The projects could be varied. It doesn't really matter. It could be varied in like scope, time frame, and the degree of the technology used. But project-based learning basically has it's when I was reading my stuff, I remember it was actually one of the questions on the quiz. It said it's a production type of model where the teacher comes in. Excuse me. It comes in and typically it's like he or she, the teacher, gives you the project, and then they're gonna try to help you along with it, but you're gonna do most of the work. And it's basically you're gonna define the purpose of the project. The product. You're gonna present the product. You're gonna produce the product. You're gonna design it. You're gonna reflect after it's all over. You're gonna reflect and evaluate. But you have to also identify to your audience. You have to define the purpose of it in the first place. And there's one I can't think of. Creating it. You're creating the plan for the product. And then you're going to research the topic and then do all those other things. Design it, produce it, present it. and then reflect and evaluate after it's all done. But project-based learning, basically, problem-based and project-based both are eventually going to lead to active learning and like a higher level of thinking. But so far, I'm sorry, yeah, we fine. And I was having trouble with this, so no, I'm really tired and my eyes are getting really like foggy and stuff, so I'm really sorry about that. But anyways, I'm gonna just recap this really quick since I was having trouble like seeing the computer. I'm squinting and stuff pretty badly. Here was my title page. Here was a little play on words, a little pun. Then I described this one I was pretty good with. I described this and how problem-based learning was going on. Then I did project-based, but I was having trouble seeing my computer. Sorry about that. And I had a little bit of trouble with the 8 steps. I only remembered like 6 of them, and then I remembered the other 2. But anyways, next step here, I have a similarity, and I got this neat little list here. It's like a Venn diagram, and it shows the similarities are the green overlap here. They both are student-centered. The teacher's a guide. There's always going to be like real-world connections, like real-life problems, solving life problems. There's going to be active learning. There's going to be self and peer assessment. So both of those do all those things. Now, the differences are on the outsides. Project-based learning, it can be individual or group or small group, but it's definitely, it's either or. Problem-based is just groups. And then project-based is teacher defines the problem. Problem-based students define the problem. And project-based teachers identify the action steps. And problem-based students identify the action steps. They create a solution in problem-based, whereas in problem-based, whereas project-based, they create a product. So basically, the problem-based one is basically the students get a problem, they work on it. Like they define their own problem. I'm mixing them up. The problem-based one is where the students get it and then they work on it. The project-based one is where the teacher comes in and tells them what the problem's going to be. And then on the project-based one, that's what those kids do. They get the teacher's problem and they work on it. Okay, next slide. I saw this picture and I thought, look at this. 6 really young kids all participate, all active learning, following what this instructor's doing. She must have a really, really good command of these guys. Every one of them's paying attention. If you could see, there's 6 of them there. And that's the benefits of whichever one, if it's project-based or problem-based. It's going to eventually turn into active learning. Higher level thinking. In active learning, you'll have your problem-based learning, and you're going to eventually, like here's a little thing here where you define the problem, identify, you brainstorm solutions, make the test and the best solution, evaluate the results, share the results, and your goal, improve the solution. You might solve the solution, but you can also improve the solution. But I thought that was pretty cool, so I put that down. And this is all based because of active learning, because the PBLs really get the kids involved. And up there it is. PBLs both use of active learning. Active learning can turn into inquiry-based learning, action learning, or even discovery learning, all because of PBLs. And in conclusion, project-based learning has got about 8 steps to it, and problem-based learning has about 5 steps to it, which was created by Howard Barrows. But they're both, even though they both differ, they have differences and similarities. They both, the most important thing is they both have children performing active learning. And I brought my favorite guy, John Dewey. Anytime I could put John Dewey in a presentation, I try to do it. Children retain more information when they learn by doing. And if you learn by doing, that means you're active. And if you're actively learning, you're participating, you're learning at a higher level. And critical thinking is excellent. And I like this little quote by Einstein, so I threw that in there too. And you're basically training the mind to think. That's basically what you're doing. There's a bunch of other ones too, but this one I like the best. And here's my reference page. Hope you liked the presentation. Sorry about my eyes. I was having trouble throughout the whole thing with my eyes. Okay, but thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.